Hey, what's going on everybody? Desir here. We have another matchup of Cosmic Crucible. We're in round 3 and we have 4 matches left to go before the season ends, so it's getting pretty tight right now. My opponent today is Anarchy99 and this looks like it's going to be a pretty interesting matchup today. Now make sure that you do subscribe, as I will be putting out that defense options video as soon as the rules come out for next season, so make sure that you keep an eye out for that. Without further ado, let's check out my opponent today, Anarchy99. So my opponent is about 104 million TCP, and if we look where it says the total characters collected, they do have 286. That means they do have Mephisto, even though it's not being shown here. So this is going to be a pretty crazy matchup. Hopefully we can get the W here and get some nice momentum into that final week of the season. Let's go ahead and check out the defenses. In stage 1, my opponent is using the 4-piece Out of Time, and they ended up putting Rogue in there as the 5th, so that is pretty interesting mix right there. Stage 2, they have the 3-piece X-Treme X-Men with Old Man Logan and Dorn. Stage 3, they have the Superior 6 team, and that's the full team including Lizard. Stage 4, they have Spider Society mixed in with Spider Weaver. Stage 4, Hive Mind Super Skrull. And Stage 6, the full Alpha Flight teams. There's some pretty interesting mixes in here. It's going to be a tough one. For stage 1, we're going to use the Secret Defenders with Spider-Man Big Time. What we're going for is the Spider-Man Big Time ult to be able to flip that Black Knight, and then from there, the Secret Defenders should be able to control the team and get the victory. The Spider-Man Big Time is going to be going first. We're going to use that ult, and we were able to flip those buffs, however the immunity is still on there. The Ms. Marvel Heartlight's up, we're going to stay targeted on the Black Knight and use the ultimate. We were hoping to actually get the immunity off, and we were able to on that. Now the Black Cat is able to use that special and get the trauma stun on the Black Knight. Now the match is a whole lot easier to deal with. The Ghost Rider Robbie is going to use the special to get the ability block on the Cosmic Ghost Rider and get some bleeds out there. Photon's going to use the special on the Captain America. Rogue does end up using her special and she does target Black Cat. However, most of the damage is done, so I'm perfectly fine with that. Ghost Rider Robbie is going to use the ultimate that did end up killing the Cosmic Ghost Rider. The Spider-Man Big Time's up, we're going to use the special on the Rogue. Black Cat is going to use the basic into the Rogue because she does have that ability block. Ghost Rider Robbie is also going to basic into her. Photon's up, she's going to use the ultimate targeted on the Rogue because of the taunt. The Black Cat did just bleed out. Now it's a very easy matchup against the Captain America, the Peggy, and the Rogue. Right now we're stuck on the Captain America taunt, so we are going to stay on him for a little bit. The Ms. Marvel Heartlight's up, we're going to use the special. Black Cat's going to use the basic into the Captain America, and that was able to kill him. Now we're going to focus down the Peggy Carter to try to stop her from being able to use her special to revive that Captain America. However, because she just had her turn and didn't use the special, we're going to try to tunnel down the Rogue first, then jump back over to the Peggy. Ghost Rider Robbie's going to end up using that special into the Rogue. Black Cat's going to use the ultimate into the Rogue that was able to kill her. So we're going to hurry up, jump back over to the Peggy Carter, and finish her off. For stage 2, I'm going in with Apocalypse, the 3 Horsemen, and the new Black Panther Shuri. I want to test her out to see how she worked on offense. So the enemy Nightcrawler is going to go first, and he uses the special. Luckily he ended up targeting Apocalypse, so he does have immunity. He's not going to get the stun. Gambit's going to go next, and he ends up doing the special on the Red Hulk, who does end up getting the ability block. That's the worst possible thing that could have happened in this matchup, to be honest. Morgan's up, and I was trying to decide how I want to play this move. I end up using the ultimate on the Dorm so that way we can at least get the ability block with the trauma on Old Man Logan so he doesn't do the special. Dorm ends up going, uses the special that does end up killing our Red Hulk. Forge ends up doing an ultimate, kills our Morgan Le Fay, and we're basically down to Apocalypse and Archangel. I don't want to back out. I'm going to try to do as much damage as I can. So Apocalypse is going to end up doing the ultimate, and I am going to target the Old Man Logan to use the Falcon Punch. That was the main goal of this after seeing how bad it went. I didn't want to back out and go back in. So I'm going to try to do what I can for damage, then I'm going to have to go in with the cleanup here. So because we did end up dropping this match, I needed to alter one of my attacks. Initially I was going to use the Titania King with the Cabal in one of the runes. Instead I'm going to have to break that off. I'm going to use Masters of Evil here for the cleanup. Titania would be going first in this matchup. I do actually start by using Titania's special into the Nightcrawler so I can strip the buffs off of him. King is up next. I use the special on the Nightcrawler. That does end up killing the Gambit, and now I have a very easy cleanup where I have the full Masters of Evil team against the Nightcrawler. I'm also able to control him very well, basically shutting him down so he doesn't really get any turns against me. So this cleanup worked very well for me. For stage 3, I'm going in with the sack here. Basically, if I can sack this team, I can go in with new warriors, and it's a very easy cleanup usually. So this sack actually goes wrong for me here. Basically, at the spawn, I end up using the special for the Nick Fury. Green Goblin Classic is going to use the ultimate, and that basically removes those death proofs that's on the Invader team. Usually I try to pull at least the opening abilities of the whole team. Instead, the only abilities that I pulled was the ultimate from that Green Goblin Classic. For the cleanup, we're going to use the full New Warriors team. This works pretty well. Because we didn't pull as many abilities as I would like, there is a little bit of diciness to this, but considering we pulled that opening ability of the Green Goblin Classic, we should still be good to go. Green Goblin Classic is going to go first here. He does this special and basically just deletes the dagger right off the bat. I was a little worried, however, I think I'm still going to be okay. Gwenpool's going to use the special on that Green Goblin Classic. I get the buff lips and a nice hit on everybody. Firestar's up. I'm going to target the Spider Slayer and use the ultimate so I can do a rewind on Green Goblin Classic, Spider Slayer, and the Kraven. Deathpool is up. I'm going to use that special and spread from the Spider Slayer to that Green Goblin Classic and the Kraven. There's now a taunt on the Lizard. We're going to use the ultimate from Cloak. Gwen pulls up, we're going to use the ultimate, and we do get the kill on the Spider Slayer. Deathpool Ping ends up taking out the Kraven. Lizard ends up ulting. Doc Ock did end up summoning out the Shocker, but I think we're still okay here. Firestar does the special into the Lizard. And our Deathpool ends up doing the ultimate to get that permakill on the Lizard, and Deathpool does end up killing the Green Goblin Classic from this. Now all I have to worry about is going to be the Shocker and the Doc Ock. Doc Ock ends up doing the ultimate that does take out the Firestar, and right now I'm not out of the woods yet. Deathpool's going to use the special into the Doc Ock, and I'm going to try to take out that Doc Ock now. Considering he's able to do the pushes and the regens, he's going to be kind of a bigger threat for me right now. Deathpool's now going to use the ultimate that does take out the Doc Ock. Now I'm home free. I just have to take out the Shocker, and that's very easy to do with this team. For stage 5, I'm going to use the full Superior 6 team into the Spider Society with Spider Weaver. Spider-Man Noir is going to go first here. He used that ultimate into our Doc Ock. Lizard is up next. We're going to use that ultimate to try to strip all the positive effects away. Green Goblin Classic's going to use the ultimate, and I'm going to stay targeted on the Peter B. Parker because he is a striker and I do have a vulnerable on him. Spider Weaver does end up doing the ultimate on our Lizard, but the immunity does end up saving him. The Spider Slayer does give additional accuracy, so we're still able to land the special from the Kraven to ability block that Penny. Doc Ock ends up summoning out the Shocker. Now that Spider Slayer's up, we're going to end up doing the special first instead of the ultimate, and that does get several kills for us. So Peter B. Parker's gone, Spider-Man Pavitra's gone, and everybody else is very low health, so this is going to be a very easy cleanup with the remaining members. Shocker's going to end up doing the ultimate on the Penny that does take out the Weaver. Lizard does the special to put the ability block on the Spider-Man Noir. And Green Goblin Classic is able to do that special to end up taking him out, and Kraven cleans it up. For stage 5, we're going to use our Cabal team with Vulture and Daken. Initially, I wanted to use that Kangen Titania here just to get some additional efficiency points, however, I had to pivot based on that room 2 loss. Vulture's going to go first here. We're going to target the Carnage and use the special, so we can try to get some slows out there. However, the Void Knight's going to go anyways. I should have actually targeted the Gwenom here instead of the Carnage. Super Skrull's going to do the special into our Iron Patriot, and that does get a turn meter rewind on us. Daken is up. We're going to end up doing the special targeted into that Carnage. Now Red Goblin is up, and he ends up doing the ultimate on us. That's why we should have done that Vulture special into the Gwenom instead. Now that Gwenom is going, she does the AoE hit into us. And we have lost so far 1 life on the Vulture and on the Daken. However, the Cabal team is finally up. Iron Patriot does the basic, that does get several misses. Namor's up though, we end up doing the ultimate into the Gwenum, and that does end up killing her. Vulture's up, we do the ultimate, and that does take 1 life off of the Carnage. Leader ends up doing the special into the Super Skrull, that does take 1 life off of him. Daken is up, we end up doing the ultimate into the Super Skrull, and that does take the 1 life off of the Red Goblin. Vulture ends up doing the basic into the Void Knight. That does end up killing the Void Knight. Iron Patriot ends up doing the special. That does take out the Super Skrull. Now we have a very easy cleanup on the Carnage and the Red Goblin. So even though this was a little sloppy, we still did fairly well on the efficiency for this one. For Stage 6, we're going to end up using the Eternals, Kestrel, Iron Man Infinity War, and Cabal. I actually saw Dorky Dad use this, and I was very impressed with it, so I had to use it. Icarus will be going first here. We're going to use that ultimate and flip all the positive effects on the other side of the field, and do a nice turn meter rewind. Kestrel's up next. We're going to target the Sunfire and use the special. That is going to take out the Sunfire and Sasquatch. Cersei's going to use the ultimate to do another turn meter rewind, and the Kestrel Pain takes out North Star. Iron Man Infinity War uses the ultimate, and that finishes the match. This only took us 4 turns, so I was very impressed with it. So we did unfortunately lose this one. After I dropped the first attack, I kind of had the feeling I was going to lose because they did have Mephisto, and they had a lot of stuff on offense still. My opponent ended up getting a 50,190, which was a very good score. I got a 49,353, because I did drop those 2 attacks. But let's go ahead, check out the defenses, and see how that went. For Stage 1, I got an 8352. The Sea Defender's Black Knight worked really well into that out of time with Rogue. For Stage 2, I did end up dropping that 1 attack, then I had Masters of Evil for the cleanup. That got me a 7959. For Stage 3, I did that sack, and then I followed that up with the New Warriors for the cleanup. That got me a 7942. I took a lot of efficiency hits on that one, just because of losing Dagger right off the start and having to try to come back from that. For Stage 4, I got an 8365. The Superior 6 into that Spider Society team worked really good on this hit. For Stage 5, I used the Cabal with Daken and Vulture. I wanted to test out to see how Daken would have ended up meshing with this team. I think adding an Archangel would have been better in this case, so I could keep getting those turn meter rewinds, but I still got an 8364 in this one. For Stage 6, I used that Eternals team with Pegasus. This ended up getting me 8371. This was a very efficient hit, and I was very pleased with how it played out. As for my defenses, my opponent used the Pegasus team into my Infinity Watch. This got them at 8358. For Stage 2, my opponent used the Apocalypse, 3 Horsemen, and Emma. This got them at 8367. For Stage 3, my opponent used the full Masters of Evil team against my Extreme X-Men with Dorm. This got them at 8364, so that was a very efficient hit. For Stage 4, my opponent ended up using the New Warriors with Mephisto, and that was against my Black Knight Unlimited X-Men with Guardian combo. This got them at 8368. For Stage 5, my opponent used the Cabal team with Vulture and Zemo. That was against my Hive Mind, Super Skrull, and Sasquatch team. That got them at 8367. And for Stage 6, my opponent used their Secret Defenders with Quicksilver. That was against my Spider Society with Quicksilver. This got them at 8366. Overall, my opponent did amazing against my defense. They got that 50,190, so well played, Anarchy. best of luck to you in the future, and hopefully you do well the rest of the season. I'm definitely going to have to analyze my defense to see how I want to tweak it, especially if I want to try to go for that top 200. Because I went 1-2 this week, I need to go 3-0 next week, so I am still in the running to try to get that. It's just going to be a very difficult road ahead, but I still want to see what my best score can actually be. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video and you did learn something. If you did, please remember to give this a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of the day.